Clarkston Garden Walk is one of our primary fundraisers. We do it every year. I think this is our 16th year. I could be wrong. It's around there. But we do this every year to open up 6 gardens in the community, to the community and others outside of Clarkston. We get people here from lots of places. It's really cool. And it's, again, a primary fundraiser to raise funds for the library gardens. We also do the planters downtown, and we also do scholarships and other educational programs. The impact of this event in Clarkston is pretty big. Whenever you can have an extra 400 or 500 people show up in your community to not only just see the community, enjoy downtown, but look at the gardens, but also we have restaurants that are part of our Garden Walk program that have special deals for lunches and dinners, so the restaurants get a boost in their business. People are walking downtown, exploring, they're going into stores. So it's a nice face. This year we have 6 gardens in the Garden Walk, and we have 6 almost every year. And they range from, some are on a lake, some have ponds. We have one featuring this year that actually has a train that goes around the pond. It's, they're very, they're beautiful. They're beautiful gardens.
This is the Diver Garden. I've been on the Garden Walk once before, and I did the preview this year, and the other gardens seem to have a lot of variety of flowers and everything, and mine doesn't have that much. I love geraniums, so I winter my geraniums in my workroom, and they come out beautifully in the spring, and as you can see, I've got a lot of geraniums. But I think my garden might be just a little, not as much plantings as some of the other gardens. I think probably my Japanese maples. I have 2 in front and 2 in back, and they've just been so pretty, and they are very happy here. Actually, I think living on the lake has been more about the lake and swimming, and all my grandkids learned to swim here. And I probably had some landscaping done maybe 20 years ago, and then just keeping it up, keeping it simple, and enjoying the view.
Well, I tell you what, I came from a large, I don't want to say estate, but it was about 3.5, 4 acres with a big pond and a pool. And well, I retired and we decided to move into the village. And well, this was a very small lot, and we actually went about and pushed the fences back as far as possible, and we recaptured more real estate, and thus gave us more landscape areas to play with, if you will. Well, this part right directly behind me is probably one of my favorites because we spend a lot of time on this part of the backyard. So we can see the perennial gardens behind here with a nice wind sculptured bird. But this is definitely the best. That's why I try to have people come in through the vegetable gardens first, because those are not that desirable, but then it gets better as they come in the back. What I like to think about my garden is it's not overwhelming. I mean, yes, it is very nice because I do a little bit every day, but I think anybody that came through here could probably say to themselves, well, yeah, I could probably have this done at my place, because I've incorporated a lot of gardening, but there's also a lot of landscape principles here. And landscaping usually happens very quickly, and it's a lot less maintenance than some of your gardeners.
It's been a work in progress. It still continues to be that work in progress. We pretty much moved in with grass up to the fences and the walls everywhere, and we've added little by little, brought the beds out, created things, tried things. We have a couple challenging trees that hang over the property, so we had to decide what worked with those. And we found a couple of our base plants that we've repeated throughout the gardens, and they work really well. People keep asking us about the boxwood, which are the bushes that are kind of shaped like a globe. People have asked about the large white flowers. Those are called Annabelle hydrangea. Those tend to be the ones that we've repeated the most throughout the yard, and they really like this soil, I guess, so they keep coming back every year and look good. I think we've really lucked out in having this group with us. I mean, it's a full orchestra, pretty much, so it's neat. You can hear it out at the street. I think it just makes the walkthrough very enjoyable. It's a wide range of people. There's a conductor from Davisburg, and they brought people in, young, seniors, great combination of people, and they're getting a great chance to play in a kind of a neat environment. So it's been a neat addition to this nice day. Oh my gosh, I think one of the things we're most proud about is we've done all of this, 90 whatever percent of it ourselves. We enjoy it. We like to put the things in, take the things out if they don't work, create the beds. We put the pond in, we built the fire pit. All of that has been something we really enjoyed doing ourselves. And I think what we've talked about that we enjoy a lot about this is that people compliment on us on this, and it's not that that's good for me, I did it. It's more it brings joy to their life. So we felt very that's a very strong part about us doing that. It brings a little bit of beauty to everyone's day.
Well, we've been here for 25 years, and when we moved in, there was pretty much no landscaping. So we just started, and then we've changed a lot. We put some stuff in, and we've had to move some stuff around. But it's pretty much just what we enjoy seeing, and I love seeing lots of color, and I love the pond. We put the pond in 2016.
So we put the pond in, as Paula said, about 2015 or 2016, and we've had koi in it ever since. I'm a model railroad guy, and I do have a model train set in the basement, fairly large, and I've always threatened to put a railroad, a train around the pond. And finally, when Paula found out she's going to be on the garden walk this year, I said, well, I guess I should put the train in. So it's been in only a couple of months now, but it's worked out really well.
It's not perfect. I wouldn't say it's perfectly manicured. I mean, sometimes flowers come up where they're not supposed to be, and I just let them go because I like to, have lots of different colors. And I love having the koi in the pond too, and I feed them twice a day. So that's a different feature.
And it is very peaceful. If you just go down to the back and just have a seat, I mean, it's very calm. The pond, you can listen to the waterfall, you can look over and see the pool. It's inviting. So if nothing else, that's maybe what sets it apart from the others.
This is my garden. We've lived at this house for about 25 years. I have planted mostly everything in this garden. A lot of my hostas are third generation from my husband's great-grandmother. I have put lots of sweat and equity into this garden. A couple years ago, I put in a memorable garden for my mother who passed away in 2019. I probably have over 200 to 250 different types of plants in my gardens, between bushes and flowers. I think what I love the best is sitting on my deck after a long day of teaching and just looking out at all the greens and all the flowers, spending the night at the fire pit with some friends. What stands out in my garden is probably the variety of different flowers and plants. I try to have a lot of different things. I do split and move stuff around in my garden a lot, but I think it's the variety, and there is always something blooming in my garden from spring all the way to fall.
I pretty much started the garden, at least this garden, when I retired. And with having all the shade, got into hostas because they grow beautifully in the shade. And I'm a hosta collector, so I do have over 200 varieties of hostas. We have a lot of trees here, so during the year, all the branches that fall down, my husband collects. And then in the springtime, rents a chipper, chips them, and then I spread them on the gardens. It helps keep the moisture in and helps the hostas grow better and looks better. I guess on the walk we do have more land here, but mainly it's the variety. The garden is in the morning taking a walk through it and see what's growing, what's blooming, and just enjoying it.